Um, Past couple of days I've been doing a lot of thinking because the friend I normally just completely and utterly harass with all my mental dilemmas, they've been busy, so I've been left to my own devices, overthinking away and just like overthinking a lot and all that. But like for the longest time, my childhood was like completely and utterly out of the norm. And for like a good, I'd say, good 6, 7, 8 years, I was like borderline completely alone and just like isolated and just, kind of like fucked up socially. I didn't really develop the most socially. And I think because of that, I'm always like stuck in my own head. I think that's kind of something I developed out of that. And it has its benefits or whatever, but like, it probably isn't the best either. But I'm still here, I'm alive. But it's a thing where it's like the way I am completely and utterly makes sense if someone knows my background. But the thing is, like, not a lot of people know, borderline no one knows my full story or whatever, and I feel like, oh, I sound so cringy right now, you know? But it's a thing where it's like, maybe like two people have a good, like a decent idea of what happened, and I'd say they have a very good understanding of me. But like the thing is, like, I've just been stuck in my head recently or whatever, and what I realized is I honestly don't really give a fuck about what anyone else thinks about me no more. You know? And from a recovering codependent, like, that's a fucking revelation or whatever, like, or fucking, that's like, oh, what the fuck moment. You spend so much of your life trying to make other people happy, and then you suddenly just stop caring, you know? Type of thing which will definitely improve my quality of life. Well, I'd hope so anyway. I'd really fucking hope so. Yeah. Like, it's a thing where it's like, you spend so many years trying to make your mother happy. Well, yeah, that doesn't fucking work. You spend so many years, like, going, like, shitty friendship to shitty friendship and all that. Or whatever. But, like, it's come to a point where it's like, just kind of, I don't know if I don't know if it's maturing, or I don't know if it's my feelings gone absolutely numb. But it's the type of thing where it's like, it is what it fucking is. Like, it's the thing where it's like, I know there's like a lot of talk about like a lonely chapter, and there's this like podcaster, Chris Williamson, and I'd watch his podcast, and I actually do like the stuff he says, and he talks about a lonely chapter, and it's basically like when you're improving and becoming a better person, like, you end up lonely for a bit because you should, like, you don't fit in with your old friends, and then you're not developed enough character wise to like form your new friendships with the people who are going in whatever direction in life you're going in. So it's like it's this period where you're changing as a person for the better, but you're not fully there on the journey. So you're kind of stuck, like, you're like stuck waiting, and you're just a bit lonely for a bit. And I'm probably on that right now. Most likely. I'm just waiting to graduate fucking school, like, really. Oh, fucking hate the place. I actually fucking hate the place with all my being. Like, oh my god. Like, if someone offered me a fucking, like, oh, like, listen, here's this knife, and you have to cut off, like, all your fucking pinky toes. Why? I'd say, yeah, I'd fucking do it. Like, I wouldn't even fucking, I'd fucking do it within a heartbeat, like. But, like, hey, 5 months of excruciating pain, and then put into a society where you have to try to make life work. You know, I can't tell, like, I can't tell if people are okay with the lives we're living because they don't realize what's actually going on, or they've just had some like secret fucking cheat codes to life that I just haven't fucking realized yet. Like with all the fucking thinking I do, and you think like I'd fucking surely I would know the answers on how to be happy and what to do with my life and stuff like that. Like I know what I'm gonna like career I'm going into, and I have a fair idea on what like I'm gonna end up doing next year or half or so. But I feel like there's so much in life. I don't know. I feel like there's so much more to life. Like I feel like there's so much I haven't fucking done. I haven't discovered, and it's like, like my life right now. Go to school, go to gym after school, uh, work on the weekends, you know, and then chip away at this whole fucking YouTube thing or whatever, you know. And now I've passed my theory test with the motorbike, thank God, and I'm now just gonna put my money towards fucking tattoos and my motorbike. Yeah, fucking priorities in life. Absolutely, like Jesus Christ, absolute priorities, you know. But a lot of people, they seem happy, but I think their happiness has a lot of naivety to it. You know, it's like very obvious when someone hasn't had a lot of life experience, and it's very obvious when someone does not realize that they're living in a completely and utterly fucked up world. You know, it is Jesus Christ, it's so obvious. Yeah. And it's a thing where it's like I wouldn't want to be blissfully ignorant, but like I would also like to be happy. You know. Like I have a very occasional moment of happiness and stuff like that, but like for the most part I just have like an excruciating tiredness that just like doesn't go away, you know. And it's like the type of tiredness fucking sleep cannot fucking fix. It's like the fucking psychological shit, you know. And the psychological stuff is honestly the most brutal, because like at least we like know like medication and stuff like that and surgery for your physical health, because like it's been studied for so many years. But with the psychological shit, it just feels like it isn't taken seriously at all. You know, it feels like depression is seen as a joke. It feels like anxiety is just not taken seriously. Fucking schizophrenia, people don't have a clue what that is and don't realize how serious it all and how it ruins lives. You know, people don't have a fucking clue. You know, and when I say stuff like that, oh, like people don't have a fucking clue when I say stuff about people generally. You know, I know some people are great. Most are fucking wankers though. Generally. And if you get offended by me saying that you are in the wanker list, you know, I don't know. I just, like, not a lot of people genuine anymore. It feels like everyone just has an agenda or whatever. It just feels like everyone's, like, using one another, you know. I wonder if, like, even true friendship and true fucking relationships even really exist anymore, you know. It's the type of thing where it's like, I feel like we're getting so far removed from what we're meant to do as people and stuff like that, and how we're meant to be. You know, like nature-wise, psychological-wise, you know, it's like the whole, like, dating sphere and fucking, like, how you communicate with friends or all that. It's completely and utterly switched, you know. Like, a lot of people are meeting online, or they meet in person briefly, then they exchange details, or let's just say Instagram, and then they start messaging in friendships, like, oh, like, you're texting someone all day, you're texting your bestie all day, you're ringing them. You know, it's like, it is good because you can keep in contact with people, like, at the other side of the world, family or whatever. But it's also a thing where it's like, Jesus Christ. I fell asleep last night when I was filming that, so I'm just gonna, like, finish off there. Like, I don't know, we've just become like so detached from how like people were actually meant to act, you know, like a lot of our human connections, they're predominantly online and stuff like that. And like, of course, let's say you have family who like moved to Australia or something like that. I'm just using an Irish example. Of course, fucking texting and ringing someone is a great fucking way to keep in contact with them if they're in like at the complete and utter other side of the world. But it's a thing where it's like calls and texts have replaced a lot of people's needs to actually see people in person and in real life. And like, our whole meaning in life used to be just survival. Like, our whole meaning in life was find food and all this, reproduce, and just like the basic survival needs and stuff like that, you know. But like, now all of that is getting sorted, and the thing is, it's getting sorted in a weird way, because most of us in Western society, and I know there is poverty in Western society. Oh, Jesus Christ, I fucking know it. Oh, trust me, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. But, you know, like, the average person in Western society, they will have a meal, definitely. They will live in an okay-ish house-wise. And it's a thing where it's like, instead of actually, like, trying to find food itself and hunting and all that shit, we've now replaced it where, you know, most people work probably an office job 9 to 5. And it's just fucking crazy, because we've just set up we've set up rules and societies and all of this. And the thing is, the people who made these rules, they've been probably dead for fucking centuries, decades. You know, definitely, depending on which rule and law, definitely centuries, definitely decades, you know. And it's a thing where it's like, we're following a code which is just so old and that like hasn't been updated, and there's just like, there's so many flaws with the society that we live in, you know. And I feel like we're just losing what it means to be a human being, you know. And I think most people are just so detached from even realizing that, you know. Like, there's so much more to life than, oh, I have the newest iPhone. There's so much more to life, oh, I have like an expensive purse. There's so much more to life than that, you know. And it's like, not saying I have life completely and utterly figured out, because Jesus Christ, I don't. But I feel like with the time and the resources and fucking the deck I got, I feel like I'm doing a pretty fucking decent job at it, you know. But it's a thing where it's like, I say I would be on the like hippie ideology or whatever. Like, I'm not a fucking hippie, but I kind of think like a fucking hippie, okay? I don't look like one, but I think like one. You know, and it's a thing where it's like, my dream life would either be being self-sufficient in like Alaska or some shit like that, or like having a famous podcast where I just like smoke weed all day. To be very, very, very brutally honest with you, you know, like, pick or choose, you know, like famous podcast, you could help me out with that one, you know. I don't know, but yeah, either way, lads, I desperately need sleep, you know, kind of a fucking human necessity. So I shall go sleep. Bye bye, Miss Baguette's leaving.